So today, I thought we might talk about the difference between executive coaching and life coaching. This is a topic that came up in one of our team meetings a few weeks ago, and we had quite an interesting discussion around it. So I thought I'd share some of the key pieces with you. Initially, one of the differences between executive coaching and life coaching is that you usually have a corporate sponsor involved. Now, that might be the executive line manager, their boss, it could be the chief executive, or it could be somebody from the HR department. But unlike life coaching, when you do executive coaching, there's usually more than one person who has a vested interest in the success of the project. So there are a number of things that you need to consider if you're coaching someone who is being paid for by somebody else, and that somebody else has a vested interest and has certain expectations and outcomes. So first of all, it's important to understand, what is it that the sponsor wants out of this? Why are they engaging you to work with this particular person in their organisation? What are they hoping for? And sometimes executive sponsors will have a very, very clear idea of what they want to happen. But sometimes it's completely the opposite, and they'll say, I just think this person will really benefit from working with a coach, and it's kind of up to the two of you what you do and how you work. So it's really important to know where the person is on that spectrum, because sometimes if you haven't been clear about it, later on down the line, it can cause problems. Then, of course, you've got the person you're actually coaching, and they might have a slightly different set of outcomes. They might have slightly different expectations, and it's really important that you're clear about what they want out of the coaching. And also, it's probably going to be down to you as the coach to make sure that the two sets of expectations and outcomes are in some way aligned with each other. And of course, this is sometimes where it can get a little bit tricky, because if they do have rather different ideas about why you're doing it and what it's all for, and they haven't really talked honestly with each other, then that might mean that you as the coach have to start off by ironing out some of those conflicts and making sure that everybody's starting with the same set of expectations. Some coaches and consultants refer to this as being a poison chalice, when different people involved in something haven't really been honest with each other, and they're kind of expecting you to come in and sort it out. You know, the very worst example is where you get a senior executive who wants you to coach someone in their team and says, I just kind of want you to fix that person for me. Really, you really don't want to be in that situation, especially if the person doesn't want to be fixed or doesn't think they need to be fixed. Actually, there is something worse than that. That's where they're just ticking the box because they want to get rid of somebody, and they need to be able to say, we gave them every opportunity they had to improve. That's also not one that I'd really like to be involved in. Fortunately, it doesn't happen very often. Most of the time, the reason why people will engage someone to do executive coaching is because they really feel that this person's worth investing in, and they want to give them the best chance possible to succeed. And then, as a coach, your job is just to make sure that that happens.